What's good, my peeps? I hope you guys can hear me. Welcome back to Liz Talks Vibes, my peeps. How are you guys? I missed you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I took a little break. It was a cool minute, honestly, but we're back. We're back with a new mic, this little arm thingy. I really hope you guys can hear me. I don't know if I'm being a little bit too loud. We're back, baby, with good vibes, with upgraded vibes. So yeah, I was gone for a cool minute. I'm not gonna get too into it. I'm gonna get into the exclusive side of List Talks Vibes, where you guys can go subscribe, my peeps. All I'm gonna say is it was a much needed break, okay? But we're back. I'm super excited to just keep sharing the good vibes, which I just miss talking to you guys. Did you guys miss me? Did you guys miss the good vibes? Did you guys miss Liz Talks Vibes? Of course you guys did. Welcome back, my peeps. Welcome to all my new beautiful peeps. If you guys are new, hi, my name is Liz Talks Vibes. I am here to just talk the good vibes, honestly, to inspire you guys to become the best version of yourselves and to really love yourself before anything. Honestly, like self love is the start to everything. I'm just all about self love. No negativity. So please don't come over here with no negativity, baby. It's all positivity. And if you guys haven't already checked out my bracelets on my Etsy shop, go check them out. If you guys are watching this, you guys can see it. They're handmade bracelets, made by me, of course. They have one crystal in them. It's just all good vibes. It's just all positivity. You know, crystals really help transmute negative energy into positive energy. I love crystals. They're just magical. So let's just get right into the topic. Enough of all this. I just have so many lit topics for you guys. You guys can always suggest any topics you guys want me to talk about more. I'm open to any suggestions always. Make sure you guys are following. I have a lot of accounts. I have my main accounts, but make sure you guys are following Let's Talks Vibes on TikTok, on Instagram. That's pretty much it. You guys can DM me through there, comment any good stuff like that. For today's topic, I'm going to be talking about 3 things to consider in your 20s. Early 20s, late 20s, mid 20s. I just say in general in your 20s, there's a lot of things I would consider, honestly, but these are the main 3 that I believe are super important that I really learned, and just like the 3 things that have helped me just become the best version of me. It really helped me connect to myself, love myself more. This is what I narrowed it down to. Basically, the 3 things are being single, working on yourself, and setting goals. 3, tres. Those are the esas son las I don't even know how you would say it in Spanish. I'm not a no sabo, but las 3 cosas que debes considerar en tus veintes. En tus años de veintes. So being single, right? Of course, there's a lot of things to consider when being single, when working on yourself, how to work on yourself, and, when setting goals. So the first one with being single, let me just clear this. I am not against relationships. A lot of people always assume I am against relationships and that I don't like relationships and that I never want to be in a relationship and that I don't believe in love. First of all, true love is not receiving love or giving love to another person. You're love, I'm love. We're all love. Self-love is true love, baby. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. I have been single my whole fucking life. It's just been honestly great. Yeah, when I was younger, it's like I wanted a relationship, or I like thought about it, and like kind of didn't make it a goal, but I just like thought about like, oh, when would I be in a relationship, or like shit like that, because society makes it seem like we need to be in a relationship. Like, it just puts it in our head, honestly. What do you see in princess movies? A princess finding her prince. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, there you go. And with all that shit, literally in movies, like all that romance shit, you don't see self-love. You don't see them teaching you to love yourself because they don't want you to do that. So like nobody really teaches us about self-love. You don't hear it from nowhere. Most of our parents don't teach that to us. School does not teach that to us. So it's, unless we do our own research or we just hear about it, or something like that. I mean, now it's like more common, I'm over here like all about self-love, inspire more self-love, because that's something I learned, and had to, like, it just really helped me become the best version of myself. And things just started falling into place and all that good stuff. So you need to really, you can't be depending on nobody else's love. You honestly can't be depending on nobody else. Once you start loving yourself, dude, it's just like, it's just amazing. It's just so beautiful. And you then realize, okay, like, I don't need to be in a relationship, or like, not that you don't need to be in a relationship. Well, you really don't. But love doesn't come from being in a relationship. Love doesn't come from another person, you know? And you just start loving yourself and you start seeing your worth. You start building your standards and you know who the fuck you are and what the fuck you deserve. You see things differently. You view things differently. You just feel different, and you realize not just anybody deserves me. You know what I'm saying? Not, I can't just be in a relationship with anybody. Like, you start loving yourself, you're like, okay, well, I need somebody that loves themselves too. Because I wouldn't want to be with somebody who doesn't love themselves, because I know that they wouldn't love me. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. I do self-care. I give a fuck about my health. Obviously, I want somebody that, has like similar things to me. You know what I'm saying? You really attract people like you. If you're negative, you're going to attract negative. If you're positive, you're going to attract positive. So you just start working on you, dude. You start focusing on you and becoming that person that you would want to attract. You want loyalty, you become a loyal person, not just being loyal to others, but literally being loyal to yourself. Being true with yourself, being honest with yourself. People, oh my God, there was this comment, yes, not yesterday, but the other day where it was just, I be on Big O Live and I be chatting with my peeps on there. And one of my peeps was like, oh, my ex wasn't loyal to me. She was so, like this, and that. And I was like, well, maybe because you're not loyal to yourself, or you're not loyal, you weren't loyal to her either, because you attract people like you. And, they were saying, and people say this all the time. And I'm just like, yo, like, I don't get it. And I don't want to get it because I don't want to be like that. But people are like, I didn't find out till the end, like, you then really start to see how people are. But it's like, yo, like, probably you got into the relationship too fast. Or like, how do you just not realize how a person is? I feel the vibes. Obviously, maybe you're blocked and you don't listen to your intuition or anything like that, where you don't feel the vibes from the beginning. But, you know, that's a thing to work on. It's really a time investment. Maybe you just didn't really get to know the person before. That's why you don't rush into things. I don't want to be spending half or more than half of my time with somebody else. You see the value of time, and your time specifically, because it is a time investment. Are you really ready to invest all that time? Like, that's one of my main things when people always ask me, why am I single? Like, hunty, because I'm really not ready to give up my time. Have my time. Like, that's one thing that's really important to me. I barely fucking have time to get all my shit done. You think I'm gonna have time to be talking to somebody else and just really invest my time and energy? Like, no. People are like, oh my God, well, you're so beautiful. How are you single? Hunty, I am beautiful because I am single. Just living that single life and just really focusing on you and you working on your glow up. And I'm not meaning about appearances, but your inner glow up, like making sure you're straight and everything internally. That's a glow up. And when you're just focused on that, like, you really glow from within. So hunty, that's why I am beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Before you spend time with anybody else, you really want to make sure you're spending time by yourself, getting to know yourself, spending time with your inner child, on your goals. People, when they get in a relationship and if they have goals, they tend to put them on pause or even just fucking forget about them. And that's when then people regret shit later on in life, or just don't work on their true purpose. And that's sad. And we see it a lot where people are like, oh, older people tell you like, don't waste your time, this and that. And that's why I don't want to say like a relationship is a waste of time or anything, which, but it can be, but it's all about investing. I don't like to say spend. Just don't prioritize a relationship in your 20s. You shouldn't be really thinking about that during those years. You want to really focus on you, on your growth, and not thinking you need a relationship then and there. Like, you need to be in a relationship by this age, have kids by this age. Like, no, you don't need to follow other people. You don't need to follow society, like all that BS. Do what you feel like doing. If you feel like being in a relationship, okay, but prioritize yourself, prioritize your goals, and on to the next point, baby. Prioritize on working on yourself. And this is coming from somebody who's in their 20s. And during my early 20s, like, honestly, I did waste a lot of fucking time. I wasted a lot of fucking time partying, drinking, doing drugs, just losing myself. Honestly, I literally lost myself for so many fucking years. And like, I was just numb all those years. Like, it's just like a fucking blur, literally. Nobody tells us to work on ourselves, to really take care of our mental health. Like in school, we have health class. Bruh, doesn't even fucking teach anything. It's all fucking BS. Now looking back at it, like saying milk is good for your bones, this and that, meat and all this bullshit. Meat causes disease. This is not today's topic, but they don't teach about mental health. And I used to think, talking about mental health or like thinking about, taking care of your mental health or something, it kind of meant like something was wrong with you. Like, I don't know, like just as a bad thing. I felt like that's how society put it before. Now everybody's like open about it. People don't mind talking about it, and we're learning more about it. If you do then learn about mental health and you're like, fuck, like I'm kind of like fucked up, and you just don't know what to do. You don't know how to fix it. You don't know how to, cope with it or anything like that. And what do? You fall into drugs, you fall into alcohol, smoking weed, or like, whatever, because you're just trying to escape. You don't want to deal with it. And that's what the fuck I did. That's coming from experience. I just didn't want to deal with anything, and I was like, well, I'm fucked up. Like, there's no fixing now. Doctors, según fucking doctors, something's wrong with you. Immediately they want to fucking give you medicine. They want to give you pills. Like, even with smoking weed, like, it's really not the way. You really have to get to the root cause and fix it. Not just put a little band-aid on it. You need to fix it. Get to the root cause, baby. Like, you need healing. You need to work on yourself and dig deep and go inwards and see, okay, what the fuck is going on? Working on yourself, my peeps, first, think about your health. Because honestly, what you eat has a big thing to do with everything. Honestly, what are you consuming? Are you just consuming junk? You're going to be full of junk. You're going to look like junk. When you have acne, that's because you're just eating all this junk food. You're not. If you start eating healthy, start drinking your juices, your smoothies, eat your fruits, your vegetables, you're going to start feeling great. And it's just going to help you with everything, your mental health, your head, your mind's full of junk because you're consuming just all this junk that's literally just fucking you up even more, to be honest. All these dyes inside that's not food. I don't want to call it food, but that processed shit, all that saw and all those chemicals, honestly, and I don't even know what the fuck. There's a label, and in the ingredients label, you don't know what the fuck any of those things are. You probably shouldn't fucking eat it. Like, that's how the fuck I be now. If I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck this is, I'm like, I'm fucking definitely, I mean, I don't need processed shit or anything like that. I'm not telling you I eat super clean, super healthy. I have some things here and there like eggs and shit, but I really do try to eat my healthiest because I have seen the difference. I noticed the difference, with how I feel, how I think, my mental health and everything. When I stopped drinking, when I stopped doing drugs and smoking weed, I felt the biggest fucking difference. Like, yeah, it was hard at first, very fucking hard, but you have to stay strong and you have to push through and just love yourself. Literally, you have to love yourself through the whole way. And I was good after, like I felt like me, it's like, wow, like I just found myself again, because I lost myself all those years through all those substances. Just be open minded about it. I started hearing stuff and seeing stuff, and I did my own research because I'm not just gonna do something if somebody tells me to do it or if I hear about it. Like you might think everything I'm saying is fucking BS, but hey, if it interests you or gets you thinking, it's like a sign, hunty, and do your own research. I did my own research. And then I was like, okay, yeah, try it out. Should try it out for a little bit and see if you really feel a difference. Try some changes, because change is growth, baby. See, what the fuck are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? Are you drinking a lot? Are you smoking a lot? Mentally, are you checking in with yourself? Check in with yourself, my people. That's why I like to start off every video with that, asking you guys, how are you guys feeling? How are you guys doing? Have you guys checked in with yourself? Because those are things I ask myself. I ask myself every day, how are you feeling? I get in front of the mirror and I'm like, how are you feeling, Liz? What's on your mind? And just checking in with me, checking up with young Liz, with my inner child, like what's good, you know, talking to yourself. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. Like you want to make sure you're good. People are always like, talk to somebody, or like they want to go vent to another person, but nobody has the best advice like you, because nobody knows what you've gone through like you. Nobody knows what the fuck you're thinking but you. Nobody knows what the fuck you're feeling. Only you do. And you know the fucking answer. Your soul knows the way. You're thinking about it too much. You're just thinking, well, baby, you gotta be feeling. You have to feel. I feel my intuition and I follow it. I don't think about the negative scenarios. I just think positively. Like if that's what my intuition is telling me to do, I know it's what's best for me. Just not getting any thoughts, because I used to fight it, and think like, oh, but what if it goes wrong? And just thinking all these negative scenarios and just, like thinking, what if it doesn't come out right, or like this and that? But it's like, it's just for my highest good. At the end of the day, everything happens for your highest good, and it's how you take it. It's just all a lesson. It's all a learning experience, baby. Mentally, it just all starts with your thoughts. What are you thinking? Like we can literally get all up in our thoughts. Like with anxiety. What's anxiety? From my experience with anxiety, it was all my thoughts. I was getting all up in my thoughts, because why do we start getting anxious? We start playing all these negative thoughts in our head, and we're just, we get anxiety because we're literally thinking of the fucking worst. And that's why you need to take control. You have control. You control your mind. You can easily change it into a positive thought and just say, fuck the anxiety. Like, because there's no reason to be anxious for. Why are you just going to be anxious all the time and just living with fear? You just want to remain positive all the time. If you think positive and if you're positive, you're going to attract positivity. If you're really a negative person, get to the root cause. What is causing it? What's causing you to be negative? Is this something from your past, something you went through? Like, what is it? I used to be a very negative person, very angry person. That was just because, one, I didn't love myself. I literally hated life. I hated my life. I didn't love myself. And once I started loving myself and really working on me, it all changed. I wasn't negative anymore, because I was like, what's the point in being negative? I was literally just attracting more negative stuff and just hating my life even more, So I started loving me, and then I just started loving life, and attracting positivity and all that good stuff. Like whatever you don't like about yourself or just in your life, you can change that. But change starts with you. You can get help or whatever. You might want help, but at the end of the day, you really have to help out yourself. Once you start changing, because you got to change yourself first. Once you change yourself, everything starts to change. Who are you hanging out with? Change those people you're hanging out with. Hang out by yourself for a cool minute, and see how that goes. You're going to realize that your time is valuable. You can't hang out with just anybody. And are they adding something into your life, or just draining your energy, subtracting shit from your life? If they're subtracting shit, hunty, they gotta go. They need to add something, add value to your life, really support you, be loyal to you. If they're bringing any type of negativity, they gotta go, hunty. No, we are not tolerating any fucking negativity, baby. You gotta set those boundaries. You got to know your worth, and not let nobody step over you. Set those fucking boundaries and let them know. Don't lower them for anybody. Don't let it pass, because then that's how people are going to take advantage of you. You gotta set them. You gotta stay strong. No matter who the fuck it is, friends, family, you fucking come first. You gotta protect your energy. You gotta protect yourself. It's just so many things that goes into working on yourself. It's literally the littlest things, everyday things. And once you just chill by yourself and just see that, and just, chilling in your own world, you realize like it's your world. It's your world, hunty. You disconnect from this world, and just from everybody, from society, from what you used to think you had to do, what society tries to put out to you that you have to do. You gotta go to school, gotta go to college, gotta graduate and work for the rest of your life. Like, no, you have a purpose. What is your true purpose in life? How are you going to help this world? After you help yourself, of course, because you gotta help out yourself first, because you can't pour from an empty cup, baby. And the third thing, setting goals. Let's get back to the school thing. School, they talk about how great it is. You know, you go to school, go to college and all this stuff. School literally prepares you to work. They mold you into this little worker to work for the rest of your life. You don't hear about setting goals at school either. Not saying that school has to teach you everything. It's because the school system's all fucked up, honestly. What the fuck they're teaching us is fucking full of crap. Like, who the fuck needs to learn American history? Like, for what? How is that going to help me in life? They're trying to set you on this certain path. They don't want you to go on your own path, do your own thing, and, skip the matrix. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you to dream big. They don't want you to dream big. They tell you if you're a bad kid, like flunking, having bad grades and all this stuff, they tell you you're not going to be anything in life. You ain't going to achieve anything, this and that. You're not going to get a good job. Like, that's how they bring you down. You know what I'm saying? They just kill your dreams. It's important to set goals in your early 20s because you're planning it out. I'm big on speaking into existence, and it's the same thing with writing down as well. You're writing down the plan, you're writing it down like you're going to get it done, and especially in your 20s, like, because that's what you want to focus on. Like, are you really going to work for the rest of your life? Like, shit, if you really want to go to school, okay, there is some things maybe you should go to school for. I don't know. I used to think going to school was going to be my way out. Like, that's how I was going to make it in life. Fuck no. Even after college, it's fucking hard. I got my bachelor's and it was fucking hard to get a job. Like, it's so fucking hard. It's like they kind of tell you, they don't tell you, but they don't not tell you that you're gonna get a job. And it's like some colleges kind of guarantee it, like they just make it all exciting and like this and that. And it's fucking hard to get a fucking job right after college. I'm just telling you, like, make a plan. What do you want to do? Like, hey, if you've been thinking about traveling, how are you going to do that? Where are you going to go? And that's with anything. You want to plan it out and you want to execute it. You want to do what you're saying you're going to do. You'll be working on that and you'll be like, hey, I just can't be investing my time and energy into dumb shit, into going out, into partying, because is partying and going out every weekend going to fucking get you to your goals? No. Is it going to help you travel the world? That's not going to fucking help you at all. And I know that from fucking experiences. In my early 20s, that's all I fucking did. I was just going out, drinking, partying. I didn't have goals set. I didn't have nothing to really work for, And when you do set goals, you have something to work for. You have something to look forward to. And, when you achieve them, it feels great. And it motivates you to do even more, to set more goals. And you're like, yo, I can fucking do this. Like, I can achieve anything I fucking want. If I put my mind, my energy, my soul into it, my all into it. You learn accountability when you're writing down your goals, even if it's just daily goals. I'm like, hey, I need to fucking get it done. It's basically like when you're writing it down, it's done, bruh. Because if you don't do it, then, don't put too much on your plate. Sometimes you won't get everything done and it's fine. But it's like, okay, like, why didn't you do it? Maybe you started doing something that wasn't as important, What am I doing? What am I prioritizing? Motivation ain't always there, to be honest. And when you practice discipline, when you're doing something every day, you're consistent. You start doing it consistently, and then it becomes a habit. You just start doing it, and it doesn't feel good if you don't do it. Got a habit of doing this, of doing that. And then that is growth. You see growth when you're consistent, when you have good habits. If you just have the habit of going out and drinking, that ain't bringing nothing. You get drunk and then you're hungover and then you don't do shit the next day. You're not motivated. And you're just not going to do it because you feel like shit. And you weren't disciplined enough to handle your liquor, to say no, and to prioritize yourself, your goals, your everything. Like you're fucking prioritizing alcohol and going out instead of you. You got to change the bad habits to good habits. You got to change. You got to be consistent with it. You're not going to see growth and you're not going to see a difference or feel a difference overnight. It's going to take some time. And then what do you learn, baby? Patience. You gotta be patient and just remain positive and know that it's going to happen. The growth is going to come. When you see that growth, it's just growth after growth after growth, baby. Because nobody else is gonna do it for you. You gotta do it for yourself. You gotta show up for yourself. There's so much other stuff, my peeps, and like so many things. I feel like I covered a lot of things, but those are the main things I would consider. I would tell you to consider in your early 20s. Don't invest your time and energy on dumb shit, thinking you have to go out in your 20s. I'm not telling you not to go out. If you want to, okay. But honestly, I would tell you don't drink, don't do drugs, don't smoke weed, because it fucks you up in the long run. And I know that from experience because I fucking did that. I did drugs. I drank alcohol for hella fucking years. And it didn't bring me anywhere. Didn't bring anything positive into my life. It just brought negative stuff. And I invested my time and energy in that instead of me, Instead of investing time and energy and showing love to myself, I was literally choosing alcohol over me. I lost myself, and you will lose yourself, and then you just get into it and it becomes a habit. It became a habit for me, going out every weekend, drinking and all this stuff. And it was just a fucking habit until I was like, yo, like I said, I'm a 20-year-old myself. And this is all just from experience. Those are literally the main three things I would tell you to consider in your 20s. Be single, work on yourself, and set goals. Obviously there's other things. Maybe you consider different things from me because we have different lives. We've been through different shit. But these are like the three things, I would tell my 20-year-old self. And that I would tell any other 20-year-old, like any of my peeps. And it doesn't have to be you in your 20s, but just in life in general. The right time will come for everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I really hope this helps you guys and inspires you guys to change for the better, to love yourself, to work on yourself, and to set goals, baby. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys for tuning in to this week's podcast. I'm so excited to be back. Are you guys excited? Follow Liz Talks Vibes on Instagram, on TikTok. Go comment. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know if there's any other topics you want me to talk about. I really appreciate you guys watching, listening to me, listening to the good vibes, tuning in with Liz Talks Vibes, baby. Don't forget to speak good vibes to yourself, my peeps, and good vibes to others. Peace.